Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Stick RPG 2. This is a game created by X-Gen Studios, available on PC and Mac, and it proclaims to be an RPG. Now, first issue is that the game doesn't really have a menu screen, and it starts in a windowed mode every time. It doesn't save your preferences. The option menu is configured to this. Your quality is graphically very basic, and this seems more like a joke. I mean, if you would have to play this on low, it's pretty bad. The music is okay, I guess. It's not anything amazing. The annoying part is the full screen. Every time you come into the game, you have to re-click on these, and the full screen only goes 800 by 600, so it's a severe issue on that part. But the game is not all that impressive to begin with, and they know this because they even add cheats in the game to try to make it more entertaining, just make you be able to move faster, return to home base, take half damage, as you can see. They have no depth in the game, and it really lacks any university, because no matter what you pick, you'll still be doing the same exact thing in the game and gaining these stats variously. It tries to offer you an element of RPG, but all it really does is just let you down in disappointment once you actually get into the game. So what is the game? Well, you are a stick, and it is an RPG, or so it says. An RPG perhaps stands for role-playing game, and if in this role-playing we're talking about doing nothing but working, then yes, this is an RPG. But it really has no depth behind that. The game consists of you pretty much going to different types of workstations and becoming an employee of these. Coffee houses, pizza shops, game studios, but it doesn't have anything other than what I'm showing you right here. You go to work and that's it. Whether you be working at a coffee shop or studying in a library or working at a fast food restaurant, it's all pretty much the same. You work, you get paid, time passes by, you get more tired as time passes by. The whole point of it is to gain money and find out why you've fallen into this stick dimensional world, collect 40 hypercubes to escape. Now, some of these are pretty costly. The game is nothing more than a working simulator, because all you do is work to buy items that you may need in order to progress through the story. So as you can see, there's different items really that you can buy, like weapons, or mode of transport is the skateboard, and then eventually be able to buy more food to heal yourself through combat fighting, or buy yourself a weapon. The story doesn't have anything that would actually convey it to be an RPG. There is no in-depth talking with other people of any sort. There are no conversations, no choices to be made. Even the love interests that they say they have in the game are nothing more than fetch quests, or take this item to somebody else, oh thank you, I'm in love with you now. It's very empty. So you basically go through each day working and finding how to make money, and then at the end of the day, depending on what you've done, you simply go to sleep, or you go to the bar and drink, and then you wake up in the morning. The game runs itself off of a statistic menu option. You have your charm, intelligence, strength, and karma. Karma just relays which jobs you're able to do and which ones you aren't. Someone with positive karma can be a police officer, where someone with negative can be a hitman. How many days you've been in the game, achievements, as you can see. They're pretty self-explanatory in what they do, but they don't actually have any depth in the game upon how they relate to what you can do. It simply comes down to, if you have a capability for more intelligence, then you can do a job that requires more intelligence. If you only have 5 intelligence, you can't be a public speaker or somebody who works in a public office. But if you have more, then you can be perhaps a game developer or such. And the same thing goes with strength. You have a certain level of strength, you can be a lumberjack, where without it, you will not be able to have the strength to be able to do that job. The game falls around very simplistically one idea. More base stats you have, the different types of jobs you can work. Working will then progress you to gain money, which then you will continue in order to try to buy items and find the cubes you need to be able to escape. While you can increase your base stats, you spend the majority of your time just working. Now, one aspect of the stats is, while they offer really nothing amazing to the story, and you have to be able to have a higher amount to do certain jobs, it is the same way. If you need 800 strength to become a lumberjack, you'll need more strength for a promotion before you're able to get it. Some are based off of work experience and others are based off of your personal skill level. Combat, if you wish it, which isn't all that amazing in the first place. Combat is pretty easy to get around once you know how. Once you get the right weapon, combat really isn't an issue at all. Yeah, you still may need to be careful, but it's not something that is either all that entertaining or that fun. And it has no rewards. That's really the major thing. You don't gain anything by going through all this trouble of killing different groups or cleaning out different enemies. There may be spots where you need to finish off a mob area or mutants in the sewers, but you don't get any reason for really doing it. No reward or purpose of really completing the task. The combat controls as well are not anything that's all that impressive. It's very basic and very foolish. When you do die, you lose some money, but you don't lose anything else, and it's easy to just get right back into it. You lose a small portion of your money, and then after that, you can just eat up a health item and get right back to it. The game really doesn't offer anything that is unique or interesting, and the combat in it isn't fun. I've found that the majority of the times, after you beat the areas, you beat Warehouse 1, well now there's Warehouse 2. But I don't know really the point behind any of it. The combat is very clunky as well, and there are different weapons that you can use, but none of them are really all that interesting. And the best one you have really is a flamethrower, which is most simplistic. So as you can see, your rewards aren't really anything all that interesting. After each combat, whether you're boxing somebody in a ring or fighting somebody on the street, you gain a small increase in your strength after fighting. And that's really the majority of the game. It has no depth in how it plays. It has no RPG elements. You basically just take different jobs, with really the only point behind those different jobs being the fact you gain money. The game is very simple, very easy, and very straightforward. And for the asking price of $20, that is insanely impossible for me to recommend. This game would be very difficult to recommend at $5. It really doesn't have any depth behind it, as all you do is work in the game. You wake up, you work. You go to sleep, you wake up, you work. You might go to a university to increase your intelligence, or you might go to the gym for a workout, but beyond that, they really don't do anything. And that's pretty much the depth of the game. It has no really underlying story that carries you through. It has absolutely nothing that's worth the amount of money they want. It's very basic and empty. This would be the equivalent of a shell for a game rather than a game itself. I don't know what else to say about it because there's nothing else to say. So thank you everybody for watching. I've been SocioPsycho, and I'll see you next time.